When I got this set, I was curious what else could be built from these parts, and I found a pretty hot machine on Rebrickable. Chris from East Brick Customs created a seriously radical race car, taking inspiration from the apt Lamborghini Huracan Evo 2. Original parts only, 90% reused. I was instantly hooked, so I grabbed the PDF instructions. First, the Formula One car had to come apart. Over 1,600 parts. Not exactly quick. The set came with a lot of interesting parts. Massive racing slicks. Lots of large panels, most of them heavily stickered. Special suspension parts. With everything laid out and ready, I couldn't wait any longer, so I took a look at the first step in the instructions. The first parts came together quickly. Early on, the rear suspension. The wishbones were too long, so Chris cleverly routed them through the frame, neatly limiting the suspension travel as well. And the differential came to life. Drive shafts in, wheel hubs on. Then came the springs, and everything worked. When it came to the engine, I was glad to see the proper cylinders, connecting rods and pistons from the original build. Piece by piece, the heart of the car took shape and found its place right in front of the rear axle, exactly where it belongs in a mid-engine machine. Next up, the front frame, including the steering system. With the second part of the frame in place, a small gear joined in, later driving the steering wheel. Front suspension. A lower control arm with a stop to keep the suspension from compressing too far. Steering knuckle, upper control arm, and the suspension spring. Check. Then the bevel gear for the hand of God steering, and the front and rear frames could be firmly connected. Underbody on. Side sills attached. A chunky intake hose. Let it breathe. And as a small detail no race car should be without, a fire extinguisher. The next step was something I really enjoyed. Chris from East Brick Customs turned the leftover control arms into a side roll cage. I love it when parts that seem limited to one purpose suddenly find a completely new function. Next in the instructions, a really cool bucket seat, very race-like. Cross member with integrated driver cooling tube, and the steering working perfectly. Then it was on to the rear. A rear diffuser, chunky exhaust tips, air deflectors, and straight tail lights, all coming together into a striking, jagged supercar rear. I really liked how the fenders flowed into the side air intakes. Then the roof structure took shape. Hand of God knob installed. A cage strut going upward, done in a very unconventional way. Next in the instructions were the engine cover and the snorkel. At first glance, these parts looked more like something from an aircraft, but they worked perfectly on this racer. The large black roof panels came together into a forward-pointing arrow, perfectly matching the direction this car is meant to go. At the same time, they opened up a prominent space for the hand of God steering, naturally removable. Muscular shoulders. Flowing roofline. The instructions teased the next highlight. A suspended rear wing, just like the original. Gorgeous. What came next? The doors. With a stop in both opening and closing. Red mirrors, just like the original. The front bar of the roll cage, only attached on one side. Sometimes you just have to let go. Next came the dashboard, featuring some nice details. And it also secured the loose end of the front bar. Really clever. Front lip on. And then a truly brilliant detail, the apt logo. I love it. Nice bumper elements with air deflectors. Now it was time for the front cover. And with these rotor blades, aggressive gills formed on the hood. I was thrilled. Chris took a creative approach to the headlights as well, recreating them with yellow and white Technic elements. 2 flex axles, shaping the perfect roofline. Fenders on, completing the front end. Slicks on. Ready to go. Wow, Chris from East Brick Customs really put together something seriously hot here. And left almost no parts behind. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Stay creative. It's all in your bricks.